Hello and welcome to another episode of Humans in 5. I have a lot of things in common with loads of people on this planet. I'm a woman, I grew up speaking 2 languages. You can click on the card above to check out my special on being a third culture kid. And like 23% of individuals aged 18 to 65, my toes are doing their own little dance known as Hallux valgus. Hallux valgus is a foot condition where one of the joints of the big toe, also known as the hallux, starts to move to the side. The first metatarsophalangeal joint, which joins the second and third bones of the big toe, starts to slowly deviate laterally. The shift of this joint to the side creates a bump on the side of the foot, known as a bunion. Bunions can change how you walk and even affect your balance. Now, the link between bunions and your balance has even inspired researchers looking at balance and falls in the past. Dr. Jenna Dittmar and a team from the University of Cambridge looked at Hallux valgus, or HV prevalence, amongst the skeletons of people who were buried between the 11th and the 15th centuries in Cambridge, England. They found that 18% of the adult skeletons from these burials showed evidence of HV, and that 52% of those with HV had broken at least one bone. Not all of the fractures were similar to those that you'd see when you put your arms out to catch yourself when you fall, but the increase in HV did line up with the release of a pointy toe shoe style that could explain foot changes. More on that later. I've not really known a time without the little side bumps on my feet. Sometimes they ache a little, and it does mean that I look for shoes that are a bit roomier in the front. Though I'm quite lucky that they don't make it hard for me to move around. Generally, Hallux valgus tends to occur more in females and in people who have flat feet, which I do. My dad has bunions as well, so we might ask if HV has a genetic component to it. Dr. Carlos P.K. Vidal and his team looked at HV in 350 patients in America, tracing their family occurrences of this foot condition, finding that there was a 56% chance of developing HV in a family of people who also had it. Other researchers have suggested that anybody who has a greater risk of developing arthritis or has issues creating collagen might also be at greater risk of developing HV. Footwear type seems to be another factor that's brought up when it comes to understanding HV. Research suggests that wearing shoes that are too tight and with a narrow or pointed toe box, the front part of the shoe, can exacerbate Hallux valgus. Mind you, people with HV also show up in studies focusing on foot health for populations who rarely wear shoes, so it can't all be about our boots and our sandals. It might just be that shoes that are too tight and with pointy toes end up making HV worse rather than causing it. On the footwear point, HV appears a lot amongst professional ballet dancers. Positions in classical ballet require a dancer to lock their toes and feet in very specific ways. For example, the point position, where a dancer is balancing their weight on their big toe, forces the big toe to shift towards the second toe in order to equal the length of both toes and increase contact with the ground. HV might not be directly caused by ballet, but the years of training bone and muscle into particular shapes could have a negative impact on our tootsies. It could also just be plain old variation that's to blame here. There are plenty of unique shapes and sizes in our skeleton, and it could be that the bones in my big toe joints are just a little too small or a little too round in one direction, changing the way the joint behaves as time goes on. I do feel a bit self-conscious about my bunions. Some might see them as gross or weird, or that I have them because I've only ever worn really poorly chosen shoes. But they're a part of my feet which have taken me to many places, and hopefully will keep on tapping away for many years to come. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Humans in 5. And don't forget to subscribe!